Hey folks, want to jump on here and shoot a quick podcast episode. This one's going to be on Gemini. For those who don't know, it is a Google product. Excited to discuss it today. I used to work there over 4 years ago now, so it has been a while. It wasn't launched when I was employed in Ireland. However, I think it's pretty fascinating. Therefore, we will talk and discuss it today. So Gemini 3 is Google's latest and most advanced AI model in the Gemini family, launched in late 2025 as a major upgrade over the previous Gemini versions. It is designed not just to answer questions, but to think, plan, reason, and build with multimodal inputs: text, images, audio, code, and video. What Gemini 3 is: most intelligent Gemini yet. Google describes it as its strongest reasoning and multimodal AI model to date, capable of deeper understanding of nuance and context. Multimodal and agentic, it can process and combine different kinds of inputs, text, visuals, audio in a single interaction, and can carry out multi-step workflows like planning tasks, calling tools, generate and running code, and synthesizing complex outputs. Safety focused, built with enhanced protections like resistance to prompt injections and comprehensive safety evaluations for more responsible use, which is really great to see in the world of artificial intelligence. Core capabilities: number one, advanced reasoning. Gemini 3 is designed to understand intent and context more deeply than earlier models, giving more precise and useful responses with fewer prompts. Number two, multimodal processing. It brings together text, images, audio, video, and code, letting you work across formats in one conversation. Number three, agentic style workflows. Instead of just answering, Gemini 3 can plan steps, call APIs, and tools help build apps or complete complex tasks based on multi-stage instructions. Versions within Gemini 3: Gemini 3 Pro, a high-performance version for complex reasoning, deep understanding, and heavy multimodal tasks. Gemini 3 Flash, a fast, efficient variant for everyday use, quick responses with good reasoning and multimodal ability. Gemini 3 Deep Think and Advanced Reasoning Mode, e.g. for complex problem solving, rolling out selectively to subscribers. Where you can use it: in Google Search's AI mode, enhancing search with deeper responses, in the Gemini app on mobile and web, through developer tools like Google AI Studio, Vertex AI, and APIs for building apps. Integrated into other Google products, e.g. Gmail, Docs, Workspace, tools for productivity. If you have a Gmail account, or if you search anything on Google, it will pop up at the top, the AI overview. I believe that is Gemini. One sec. I just make sure my keyboard is working. Sometimes it's had some issues of late. You can search on AI mode. So if I'm on the Google search engine or google.com, I can just type in my name, and for example, AI overview would pop up, just my first name. Ryan is primarily male, gender neutral, given name and surname of Irish origin, derivative from Ri and Rian, meaning quote, and it has a meaning. So maybe we'll talk about that another day. It is highly popular in America, often associated with figures. Anyway, we won't get into it. I sound ridiculous. So. There's Ryan Reynolds, Ryan's World, a popular YouTube channel featuring Ryan Kaji, Ryan Garcia, Ryan Tax Firm, Ryan Air. All very good. And I was meaning to get into, I know we jumped into Gemini 3, we'll go back and discuss in a little more detail the previous versions. But if you're also on Gemini or on Google, on Gmail, the email product by Google on Google Workspace, there is a way that you can go on to Gemini. In the top right hand corner, it says Try Gemini. The logo is I don't know the shape, similar to the Gemini shape. The Google Gemini logo is a rounded, multicolored, four-pointed star or spark shape. Key details about the Gemini logo: shape, a stylized quote spark end quote with rounded points. It looks like a guiding star, symbolizing AI as a guide while fitting into Google's visual language. Color palette: the logo uses a gradient of Google's signature colors: red, yellow, green, and blue. Design philosophy: the design represents a dynamic quote thinking state end quote and is intended to feel more integrated with the broader Google family of apps. Previous design: before the 2025 update, the logo had a blue and purple color scheme, which was considered too isolated from the Google brand. Construction: the shape is influenced by four adjoining circles reflecting a rounded and optimistic feel. The updated icon appears in the Android and iPhone Gemini apps and services. By the way, the last 3 episodes, there's been a lot of discussion around artificial intelligence. If you want to go back to episode 13, there is very much an introduction to the concept and the emerging technology that is now seems like it's a lot more mainstream. So feel free to go back, check episode 13. It's mainly an overview, talk about a number of other things, but the title is Artificial Intelligence. Let's just go into the history of Gemini now that we've talked about where we are today. Gemini is Google's flagship family of AI models developed by Google DeepMind. Here's how it evolved. Before Gemini, foundation years 2017 to 2022 Transformer era, Google's researchers co-led the Transformer architecture in 2017, which became the foundation of modern large language models. Google later developed large AI systems such as BERT 2018, improved search understanding, and Ladama in 2021 focused on dialogue, and Palm 2022 large-scale reasoning model. These models set the stage for Gemini. 2023, Gemini is announced. Google merged DeepMind and Google Brain into Google DeepMind. Excuse me, may edit that out. In December 2023, Gemini 1.0 was officially launched. Gemini 1.0 versions: Ultra, most powerful; Pro, general purpose; Nano, optimized for on-device Android. At this point, Google rebranded Bard to, or B-A-R-D, to Gemini. Baird, that would be. 2014, Gemini 1.5. Gemini 1.5 introduced massive context window up to 1 million tokens initially, improved reasoning, better multimodal understanding, text plus image plus audio plus video. This made Gemini competitive in long document analysis and coding tasks. 2025 to present, expansion and integration. If this is going over your head, I may try explain it in more simpler terms in a sec. I completely understand how, if you don't use AI or artificial intelligence anywhere, how this could potentially feel like it's all these terms are very new. So Gemini expanded across Google Search, AI overviews, Gmail and Google Docs, Android devices, Google Cloud and Vertex AI developer APIs. Google focused on multimodal AI, text, images, audio, video, agentic style, task execution, on-device AI, Gemini Nano, enterprise AI tools. Why Gemini was important? Gemini marked Google's shift from, quote, search engine with AI features, end quote, to, quote, AI first platform across all Google products, end quote. It became Google's main competitor to systems like OpenAI's GPT models and other frontier AI systems, which we talked about 2 podcasts ago. Maybe we'll get into the simpler version soon. I just want to talk about a few other things. Here is a clear breakdown of Gemini versus GPT timeline, plus how Gemini works technically and what may come next. Gemini versus GPT timeline comparison. Google Gemini tracked. In 2017, Google researchers published the Transformer architecture. 2018 to 2022, BERT, Ladama, and Palm. 2023, December, Gemini 1.0 launches, Ultra, Pro, Nano, Gemini. In 2024, Gemini 1.5 introduces massive context window, 1 million plus tokens, 2024-2025, integrated into Search, Android Workspace, which is Gmail, Docs, Sheets, and Cloud, if you use that or if your business does. Focus, multimodal plus ecosystem integration developed by Google DeepMind. OpenAI, GPT track, 2018 GPT-1, 2019 GPT-2, 2020 GPT-3, 2022 ChatGPT launches, 2023 GPT-4, multimodal vision support, 2024-2025, GPT-4o and reasoning focus models, focus, reasoning plus conversational intelligence plus developer APIs developed by OpenAI. How Gemini works, technically, hopefully this will be a little bit more of a simpler version, or maybe not. Gemini is built on a transformer-based architecture, but is designed as natively multimodal. Number one, natively multimodal. Unlike earlier models that added vision later, Gemini was trained to understand text, images, audio, video, and code. It processes these through shared representations, allowing cross-modal reasoning, e.g. explaining a video in text. Massive context windows. Gemini 1.5 introduced up to 1 million plus tokens context. This allows full book analysis, large code base understanding, long conversational memory. Model variants. Gemini is structured as a modal family, or MODEL. Ultra, maximum reasoning power, pro, balanced, nano, optimized for on-device AI. Android phones. This mirrors cloud plus edge deployment strategy. Number 4, agent capabilities. Newer versions focus on tool use, API calling, code execution, multi-step planning. This shifts AI from, quote, answering questions, end quote, to, quote, performing tasks, end quote. The future of Gemini, predictions based on current trends, deeper agent integration. This is on ChatGPT, not Gemini, which we'll make it into in a sec. AI that books flights, automates workflows, writes and deploys code, controls apps directly. More on-device AI. Gemini Nano suggests offline AI assistance, faster response, privacy-focused AI search transformation. Google may gradually shift from link-based search to AI-generated research summaries. Competition with GPT and others. The AI race is now focused on reasoning benchmarks, multimodal depth, real-world agent performance, enterprise adoption. Let's just get into this a bit. Let's simplify it. So what is Gemini? A kid-friendly version, just in case you're in the car or you want to explain it to someone, you're using it. By the way, I don't work there anymore, so this isn't an advertisement or sponsored show. Gemini is a smart computer helper made by Google. Think of Gemini like a super smart robot brain inside a computer or phone. What can Gemini do? Answer questions, help with homework, write stories, explain hard topics in simple ways, help fix computer code, understand pictures. How does it work? Super simple. Gemini learned by reading and studying lots and lots of books and information. It doesn't, quote, think, end quote, like a human, but it looks at your question, finds patterns it learned before, gives a helpful answer. It's like a very fast pattern matching machine. Where can you find it? Gemini can be used in Google Search, Android phones, Gmail, and Google products, the Gemini app. Important to know, Gemini is smart, but it can sometimes make mistakes. It doesn't have feelings, it doesn't know everything, so it's always good to double check important information with a teacher or parent. Or a friend or family member, but it says teacher or parent. We're just nearly at 15 minutes. I thought that this would be interesting to talk about. How does AI learn? Maybe not. Maybe we'll talk about the difference between Gemini versus, which we already discussed, ChatGPT. Very simple, kid friendly, in case any kid wants to listen to this episode. Let's compare Gemini and ChatGPT in a very easy way. What is Gemini? Made by Google, works inside Google Apps, helps with homework, writing, and questions, can understand pictures and words. Think of Gemini like a smart helper inside Google. What is ChatGPT? Made by OpenAI, you chat with it like a robot friend, helps write stories, answer questions, and explain things, also understands pictures and words. Think of ChatGPT like a smart robot you can talk to. What's the same? Both answer questions, help with homework, write stories, can make mistakes, are very smart computer helpers. What's the difference? Gemini lives inside Google Apps. ChatGPT lives inside ChatGPT apps or ChatGPT app. Gemini made by Google, ChatGPT made by OpenAI. Gemini works closely with Android. ChatGPT works on many devices. Simple answer. Gemini and ChatGPT are like two different smart robots made by two different companies. Both are helpful, both are smart, both need adults to help kids use them safely. Then it goes, which one's better for school, coding, and safer for kids? Better for school. Which is better for school? Simple, kid-friendly. Both Gemini and ChatGPT can help with school, but in slightly different ways. Here's an easy guide. Best for quick Google-style help. Gemini, great if you use search, docs, Gmail. Maybe we won't get into this too much. We'll hold off for a sec. We'll keep this under 20 minutes. Let's talk a bit about, I know we already talked about Gemini 3. Let's get into a bit more detail. Gemini 3 is the latest evolution in our model family. This is on gemini.google.com, officially launched by Google in late 2025. It represents a massive leap forward in how I process information and act on it. Think of it this way. If Gemini 2 was about mastering conversation, Gemini 3 is about agency and deep reasoning. What makes Gemini 3 different? Pro-grade reasoning at flash speed. I'm actually running on Gemini 3 Flash. It's designed to give you high-level logic of a quote pro end quote model, but with the near instant response time of a quote flash end quote model. A quote agentic end quote capabilities. I'm better at handling multi-step workflows instead of just answering a question. I can plan out complex tasks like research projects or coding an entire app from scratch more autonomously. PhD level intelligence on benchmarks like GPQA Diamond. Gemini 3 rivals and sometimes beats the smartest models in the world at scientific and specialized reasoning. Advanced multimodality. I can quote see end quote and quote hear end quote with much more precision. For example, you can show me a video of a game or a complex factory floor and I can analyze the physics and strategy in near real time. The new lineup model, Gemini 3.1 Pro, best for the heavy hitter of complex logic and massive coding projects. Gemini 3 Flash, your everyday speedster, high intelligence, low latency, deep think mode, a specialized mode for solving quote impossible end quote math or logic puzzles. Nano Banana 2, the engine behind my high-speed image generation. I'm basically a much smarter, faster version of the AI you might have used a year ago. That's on gemini.google.com. Which is fascinating. It's just interesting to see where things are going. Even the mention of school and kids with using AI, it's just super interesting to see where it's all going to go, how we're going to live with the new technology. Maybe things will change, maybe not too much. I just noticed from traveling that people are using large language models like ChatGPT and some other products. There's a lot of talk about Claude, and Anthropic, which we talked about yesterday, and we mentioned Gemini. So it's fascinating where it's all going to go. Just to finish off, I think we're sub 20. What is the most popular AI tool at the moment? We'll ask it on ChatGPT, then we'll ask it on Gemini 3. Most popular AI tools right now, 2026, there isn't just one single, quote, most popular, end quote, AI. Different tools are popular for different reasons. But here's a simple overview of the biggest ones people are using right now. Number one, ChatGPT by OpenAI, which we discussed on the show. Still one of the most widely used AI tools in the world, with huge global usage and many millions of people using it regularly. It's often considered the most popular overall for chatting, writing help, learning, and creativity. Number two, Gemini by Google, rapidly growing, especially because it's built into Google services and many people use it inside search, phones, and apps. It's catching up fast with ChatGPT. Number three, Claude by Anthropic, growing quickly and even reached the top of the App Store downloaded charts recently due to public interest and support. Other popular AI tools, Canva AI, super popular for art, design, and images. Perplexity, used by people who want up-to-date answers with sources. Other chat tools like Gronk, DeepSeek, and Duobow, I've never heard of that before, are also widely used in certain regions. Pronunciation. Duobow, I think that's how you pronounce it. We're going over 20 minutes, but I think this is good to discuss at the end of the show, or the episode, excuse me. Duobow, that's how you pronounce it. Duobow. Something new. Are also widely used in certain regions. Simple summary, most people around the world are still using ChatGPT as the biggest overall AI tool. Gemini is a strong runner-up, growing fast. Claude is also very popular among users right now. Let's just go over to Gemini to see if it's correct. Yeah, it's similar. As of March 2026, ChatGPT remains the most popular AI tool globally by a significant margin, but the landscape has become much more competitive, with a handful of, quote, heavy hitters, end quote, dominating specific categories based on current traffic and market share data. Here's a breakdown of the most popular AI tools. Number one, the, quote, big three general assistants, end quote, quote, big three, end quote, general assistants. These are the foundational tools used by hundreds of millions of people for writing, coding, and general research. ChatGPT, OpenAI, still the undisputed leader with over 5.5 billion monthly visits and roughly 60 to 70% of the chatbot market share. The recent release of the O3 or 03 reasoning models has kept it at the top O3 for complex problem solving. Gemini, Google, the fastest growing major platform in 2026. Its integration with Google Search AI overviews and Android gives it a massive reach of over 2 billion users, and there's an 8 billion global population, allegedly. I think it's 8 billion. I don't think I'd question it. Just last time I saw 8 billion global population. It's an AI overview on Google, which is Gemini. The world's population officially reached 8 billion people on November 15, 2022, according to the United Nations, marking it a major milestone in human development. This growth is driven by increasing life expectancy, reduced child mortality, and improved healthcare, though global growth rates are now slowing. Key details on the 8 billion milestone significance. The UN considers this milestone a sign of human progress. More people are surviving and thriving rather than a catastrophe. Growth trend, while it took 12 years to go from 7 to 8 billion, the next billion to 9 billion is projected to take 15 years until 2037. Future projections, the population is expected to peak at over 10 billion in the 2080s before potentially declining. Demographic shifts, growth is increasingly concentrated in the world's poorest nations, particularly in sub-Saharan Africa. Simultaneously, many nations are experiencing rapid aging and declining fertility rates. Challenges, the landmark highlights the need for sustainable development as the growing population increases strain on resources, food security, and biodiversity. As of early 2026, the population is estimated to be over 8.3 billion. Perfect, let's go back. I think we're over 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. I know I said we keep this under, but there's just a lot of good stuff today, I think. A lot of good information on artificial intelligence, particularly around Gemini. We covered the Gemini. Android gives it a massive reach of over 2 billion users, while the standalone app holds around 15% of the dedicated AI market. Claude, Anthropic, currently the, quote, critics' darling, end quote. As of March 2026, it has recently hit number 1 on the Apple App Store, dethroning ChatGPT for the first time in several regions. It is widely considered the best for nuance, writing, and coding. Number 2, rising stars and category leaders. While the big 3 handle general tasks, these tools dominate specific niches. Perplexity AI, the go-to for AI search, it has largely replaced traditional Google searching for power users because it provides cited real-time answers. Canva and Midjourney, these remain the kings of visual AI. Canva's, quote, Magic Studio, end quote, is used by nearly 900 million people, while Midjourney, now on V7, is still the gold standard for high-end artistic generation. Notebook LM, a surprise viral hit from Google that allows users to upload documents and create, quote, AI podcasts, end quote. That's fascinating, I've never heard of this. Or deep dive research summaries. Cursor, currently the most popular tool for software developers, quickly taking market share from GitHub Copilot by offering a more, quote, AI native, end quote, coding environment. Number 3, emerging trends in 2026, the, quote, agentic, end quote, shift. The most popular tools are no longer just, quote, chatting, end quote, they are, quote, doing, end quote. Tools like Zapier Central and Microsoft Copilot Studio allow users to build agents that autonomously handle email, schedule meetings, and manage data. Vibe coding, new tools like Lovable and Bolt, which I tried using Lovable yesterday for the first time, and Bolt have surged in popularity, allowing people with zero coding knowledge to build full stack web applications just by describing them. Whoa, that's a lot. Let's finish up now, just under 30 minutes. One big thing about, one big thing about Gemini. Gemini can understand more than just words. The biggest thing about Gemini is that it's multimodal. That means it can understand text, words, pictures, audio, video, code. Most older AI systems mostly worked with text. Gemini was designed to handle many types of information at the same time. Why that's important, for example, you can take a picture of both a math problem and ask Gemini to explain it. You can upload a diagram and ask what it means. You can mix pictures plus questions together. That's a big step forward for AI. Simple answer, the one big thing about Gemini is it understands words, pictures, and more, not just text. So that's fascinating. I've been using it for the last at least a year plus, maybe 2 years, maybe since 2023 when it came out initially. I started using it. Definitely ChatGPT. I can't check my first search. I don't think, maybe I have to go back and look at. Yeah, it's great. I've been using it. I think it's super helpful. And if you are out there and this is new to you, you've been using Google for a while to search things, then you've probably been using Gemini unknowingly on the AI overview. If you don't use any other, if you use Chrome or if you don't use google.com. So yeah, I think that's it. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions or feedback about the AI podcast. I may get back to general business, careers, and technology. I just thought this was fascinating and really important to discuss, as there's been quite a bit in the news about a number of things regarding Anthropic and Claude. That's it. Thanks for listening, folks. I'll try to keep it back to 15 minutes tomorrow and have a wonderful rest every day. Try to get it back to 15 minutes tomorrow. Get it back, excuse me. Thanks.